I am a real sucker for a tropical fruit tart, and I have a great recipe. So let me start by showing you how to make the custard. So you want to get a nice pot, nice deep pot like I have here, and I've got my heat on low, but I'm going to take some cream. I'm going to make the custard first. I'm just going to add in my cream and start reducing it and kind of bring it up to a simmer. I don't want to reduce it too much, but I just definitely want to kind of simmer it. So I'm going to turn my heat, get it to a boil first, bring it to a boil, let it come up, and then simmer it for just a few minutes while I'm going to seep in a little bit of ginger. So I like, if you notice kind of a trend with me as you get to know me a little bit more and start watching some of my videos on here, you'll see that I put ginger in several different things because I just love that flavor. Something about ginger just brings out these different kind of exotic flavors, and this is tropical, so nothing wrong with a little ginger. And then I definitely, my secret ingredient in a lot of my custards, and you'll find in classic custards, is vanilla bean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little vanilla pod. You can see this is just a vanilla bean or vanilla pod, and inside a vanilla bean, if you split it, is what you get is the vanilla bean itself, the true vanilla bean. So you scrape that, just scrape a little bit of it, and this is what vanilla bean is. It's those little tiny beans inside of the pod itself. So I'll scrape all that in there, but then what you want to do is you don't want to lose it. You're not going to get all the tiny little beans out, so what you want to do is once it's split open like this is you drop it inside the cream so that the cream, it'll extract, that heat will extract all those little beans out. What you're going to do is you're going to strain that bean out later. But let it get, all those beans will start popping out of that little pod into your cream, and you'll start seeing some of that. I'm going to stir it out, stir it up a little bit. You got to be careful to turn your heat down now to low once you get that bubbling going on in there, so you don't scorch your cream. Okay, but oh, I can see all the beans popping out there and mixing in. Oh, it's great. We'll steep that a little bit, you know, a few minutes. Oh yeah. Now my cream is just all nice black speckled with an aromatic vanilla and ginger. Perfect. Okay. Now I'm going to start the straining process. So I'm going to strain out my ginger and vanilla bean because I've got lots of flavor in there now. Strain that out. Okay. Set that aside, and then I'm going to put my cream. You can see all the little specks of vanilla bean in there, and I can smell that ginger just comes right out. That flavored ginger just comes quickly, infuses into the cream. Oh, look at all those beans. You can scrape those right in there. You don't want to lose that. There we go. Now I've got a beautiful ginger and vanilla cream that's going to be the start of my custard base. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whisk in 3 yolks. You want to leave the egg whites out because all you need is the yolks, and that's what's going to really thicken my custard. You got to do that quickly so you don't get scrambled eggs. And that's going to thicken my custard and give it a really nice thickening. Oh yeah, thicken it really quickly. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful thick custard there. And then also, got a little cornstarch here that I'm going to mix together with some sugar, sweeten the custard. Okay, get that all mixed together. This will be my, make sure I turn my fire down here as well. Mix this in really well. Let that get really nice and thick there. Cornstarch, sugar, and now it's going to really thicken up and be beautiful. And this tart, I mean, this is really a great tart for really any occasion, but it's a tropical tart, so everything has to be seasonal. It's a really seasonal tart. So you know, if you're talking about tropical fruit, we're talking about mango and kiwi and pineapple and all those great, you know, seasonal type of tropical fruits that make it what it is. Now, obviously, you could do the same recipe in the summertime if you want to do berries. You wanted to do raspberries and blackberries and blueberries and strawberries. It's absolutely fantastic as well. But I love those, you know, great summer fruits that you can get that are so fantastic when mango's in season and kiwi, and love all that as well because it's just so fantastic. You have the sweetness of the custard, and then you've got this great, you know, the great flavor of the custard, the sweetness of the custard, and then this tartness of all those tropical fruits just make it a fantastic blend. There we go. Now we got some thickening going on. Look at that. Beautiful custard going in. It's nice and hot. You want to let it cool down before you use it. And then let's go over and fill this baby. I've cooled my custard down here. Now looking at the tart shells. So what I've got here is I've got 2 tart shells, and you can see that, you know, one is a homemade tart shell. Now look, this is, you know, this is chef, Iron Chef style, professional. I've been doing this a long, long time. But look, you're a busy mom. You don't have time to worry about, you know, making a homemade crust, trying to get it perfect. Go by the store, buy a pre-made pie shell. It's going to have the same flavor. It's the same recipe. Don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. You know, it's all the same. It's going to taste the same. It's still going to taste absolutely delicious. Okay? So, what I've got here to start, and I'm just going to glaze the bottom. This is really classic for, you know, making a tart. It's really just taking a little bit of apricot jelly, just kind of warm it up, melt it down some, and then just brush the inside. Just give it a little glaze. And you can do the same thing if you're making, you know, same thing with a pie shell. Same thing. You would do the same thing is just start glazing the inside of a pie shell as well. Just give it a little nice glaze around it. This just gives it a little extra glaze and flavor to the bottom. Okay? And start just kind of giving it a nice glaze. And this is what you're going to aspire to. For all you busy moms or parents out there, or anyone else who's just trying to start out and learn how to make a good tart or a pie, this is what you're going to aspire to. I have no doubt that one day you can learn to make this. But again, starting out, you know, when I was younger, before I became a chef, this is how my pies were. Sometimes in the holidays, we still will go out, and when we're in a rush, you know, my partner will go out and she'll still bring home, you know, one of these and make her pumpkin pie in. So don't sweat it. Just go out and have fun. Cooking is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be something that you feel bad about or guilty about. It's supposed to be fun, and in the end, it all tastes the same. All right. So now I'm going to take my custard here, fill it in. It's all nice and chilled down. All right, pour it in. Once it cools down, it has a little creamier look to it. A little bit settled some. It's cooled down. Nice and creamy. There you go. Spoon all that in. You get a nice, full crust. Oh, yeah. There you go. Spoon it all the way to the ends because you want every single bite to have some of this beautiful custard in it. There we go. Don't waste any, get it all in there. And then this is the bowl that you give to your kids so they can, because you know they're standing right under you and want it. So you can't, you know, my mom, we would be sitting there going, don't scrape it all in the pie, save some in the bowl, you know. We want to lick some of that. We want the bowl, we want the spoon. So So save a little in there. Have a little mercy on your kids. Save a little in the bowl. All right, and then you just start really making it beautiful. Just kind of lining the fruit around, kind of just stacking the fruit and making it gorgeous. Like that. And then you take some of this beautiful glaze as much as you can. Well, mine's gotten a little bit, you just kind of touch it up a little bit on the outside. Need to heat this up a little bit. But while that's heating up, heat that up to finish it, but while that's heating up, look, this is really what the finished product's going to look like. I made one earlier. You always make a couple of these because look, they don't stay around long. I'll take one, one to the office for my team at the office and one I always keep home. I always make a couple of these. They don't stay around long, but look at that. There we go. That's my tropical fruit tart. And you can put a little bit of coconut on the top. I usually put a little coconut for the office to take, and then, of course, a little bit of chocolate for the kids. So I'll just do a little bit of chocolate grind on the top for the kids. This is the one we keep at home. It's fun. We just have fun with this one. And then that one goes to work with me. So there you have it. This is my tropical fruit tart. Enjoy.